Hey, what's good, barbecue family? It's your boy Joe Mill here, back with Kill Another Q. And today, I got a beautiful rack of baby back ribs here that we're gonna break down into some party style ribs, Kansas City style, using Meat Mitch's rub and barbecue sauce, flavoring it up with a little bit of that harder charcoal. Check this out, you don't want to miss it. And if you haven't done it yet, take the time to make sure you subscribe, check out some of the other videos you've missed, and definitely hit a like on this video so you can help me out with this algorithm. Other than that, let's dive right into it. And this is where this video will begin. We're going to be kicking off these party ribs. Super simple as far as the process. I have not done these before, but we're going to get right into it. I got me a pack here of baby back ribs that I just brought out the freezer and let them get unthawed. Usually, as you see, this is what I do. When I get mine from Costco, they come in a 3-pack. Best deal in value. Probably only pay about 27, 28 bucks or something like that. I usually look for a package around that size of the 3. And then what I'll do is I'll bring them right in the house. A lot of times they might be already frozen. They might be a little bit under. One way or another, I'll go ahead and separate all 3 of them. Get them already cleaned up. Most of the time, they already have the membrane taken off, so I don't even have to do any work there. But I'll individually pack them, wrap them, saran wrap first, wrap them into some aluminum foil. Seems to do well without letting them freezer burn or anything like that. They don't poke through. As you can see, they come back looking pretty solid, but it's a nice way to be able to get that benefit of saving that money, but not having to worry about necessarily cooking all 3 ribs at once if you're in a situation like me, where literally I'll probably end up eating this whole rack by myself. But anyway, party rib time. This is going to be super simple. I'm going to be taking these babies out the pack. They already cleaned up. Membrane's already off. Otherwise, I would do that. I'm going to flip these baby over. Usually that's kind of the best area where you're able to kind of see your bones. And we're going to be cutting them individually into individual bones. So we'll get some nice clean cuts. That's for sure, hopefully. And then also it should be fun because they'll cook up a lot faster. We're going to see how they work with a little bit of that harder charcoal. I've been wanting to come back and try this Meat Mitch rub on some actual pork ribs. I had it on some beef ribs. It was great. I've tried it on some chicken and some, and I think we did the Kansas City burnt ends with this here. Great rub. It's got a mean color. Love it, love it. Give me a sec. There we go, out the package. Pretty standard ribbage. I might take a little bit of that fat off here and in this area, but I don't want to gouge into these ribs too much. Especially they'll go ahead and take care of themselves. Like I said, membrane's already off. I'm chopping them right up. Now, as I'm getting into this, one thing that I will show is, you get down to this last bone. If I was going to make a St. Louis cut, normally you're going to maybe get rid of these first couple bones. Some people might even get rid of one of those, and you're really sitting with more of that center rack that's going to be the nice and pretty. It's more nice and straight, and you'll be able to kind of square that up nice and pretty. I'm definitely going to cheat on this bone. So you see it's got the thinner stuff on there, so this is going to be the one that'll definitely cook up fast. And I'll kind of more or less make this one real tight to the bone. That way that first rib will start being a little bit more fat. Easy enough. There are my perfect little ribs. If nothing else, I just love it because my lines is actually straight. I am a classic offender of not being able to get that bone as straight as I would like it. It's always hard to see, but definitely for those that don't know, face down is usually going to be the way you want to go. Maybe a little barbecue sauce down or something like that. You put down first, then you turn them face down. You can see the bones a little bit better on this backside to be able to get straight. But I like that I'm actually going to start with some nice, pretty cuts of rib. All right, so I'm going no binder on this thing today. Struffles will get done fast. All I'm going to do is I'm going to wipe up a little of this excess moisture, not that it's that much. And I'm going to go ahead and flip these babies all around. One thing that's nice is we're going to do all of this right here in this old barbecue tub. And like I said, we're going to be using that Meat Mitch Kansas City rub. I'm going to get a respectful amount on, not too heavy, because the one thing that's nice is you're going to be able to get seasoning all around this rib in the 360. So you really don't got to go too heavy on the seasoning depending on what you're using. But I would say give yourself a nice solid coat. So give me one sec. There we go. Nothing too special. I'm gonna let them hang just like you see them. Hit every side, a little something, something. Got a little bit on the ground. We'll roll them around in there a little bit after they kind of get a chance to kind of set up. And we back outside, getting this old thing going. Some good old harder charcoal. I'm using a little bit of the lump charcoal that I got from them. They also got the briquettes as well. Pretty good. You've seen me use this a few times. The good people put me on with this one, but I definitely enjoy it myself. It costs a little bit more, but that's definitely a premium charcoal. Burns super duper smooth. Great little smell and everything to it too. So we letting that get fired up. I got my grill cleaned out here. We're gonna be working on the Weber. Pretty much what I'm gonna do is go ahead and set it up. Hot screaming coals down in here. I'll throw on a couple bigger pieces just to kind of give me a little bit of smoke going. And then from there, we will arrange obviously put the grate on. We will arrange all your party ribs on the outside to let them cook indirect. And then after about, I don't know, 30 minutes or so, I'll make sure I give them a flip because this is going to be super hot in here, a lot hotter than normal. As far as when I cook a rib, I'll try to get it down a little bit lower. Maybe we only need roughly about 275-ish or something like that, but on this charcoal grill it doesn't take too much, especially when I'm using two. So my plan is to not really add too much extra after I get done with my initial amount, and we'll kind of go from there. But hopefully these ribs should only take us maybe an hour and a half or something like that. All right, it has been, I don't know, 10-15 minutes screaming, and we'll just kind of evenly pour these back and forth. Here we go. Get my grates on for a second. Now I'm going to close this thing up. Let this nice hot screaming coals finish cleaning off my grates, and I'll come in here and wipe them off. We'll be about ready to start cooking. I'll try to dial it down. I'll throw my one lump on right before I get going. All right, it's about that time. So these, since I seasoned them up, oh man, probably had a good, I don't know, a little over half hour they've been hanging out. Because we seasoned them up, they was chilling for a little bit, then I came out, made the fire. That's taking a little bit to get together, so easily I say we got a half hour. Meat Rich rub over here, looking nice and purty. I'm going to give them a little flip around in here, and then maybe a little top dusting. We're going to get them arranged nice and pretty. Meet you at the pit. And team, I just want to jump in here and let you know I appreciate you following along on this video. Hit a like down there for the old algorithm and help me get out to some more people. And if you haven't done it yet, make sure that you go to that bottom right corner and subscribe. Check out some of the other videos you missed, and we're going to keep getting down to this good old-fashioned content. All right, we got these babies on here. Arranged. I'm pretty much wanted to sit them up nice and pretty, but they kept wanting some of them teeter back and forth. So I think the smartest thing, what I'm gonna do, since I'm definitely gonna have to flip them along the way, I'm gonna start them bone side towards the fire, so everybody's kind of got the bone side towards the heat. Then when I give them a flip, we hit the other side, and I'll see if I can't get a hold of that top side one way or another. We'll make sure everybody gets some good looking color. But they already look nice and pretty. I'm gonna let them hang out. We'll be back in about 30 minutes because this hot fire is running hot to probably end up arranging them based off of how everything looked. 35 minutes in, calm down a little inside of 300-ish. I like that. You can see I pretty much got me choked down a nut, and I can smell that rub. Oh yeah, we looking good. I like the color that I'm getting. I am going to leave these for about another 10-15 minutes, and then I get to flip. Okay, 45 minutes in, still holding at that same dial. Now what I'm gonna do is give these a complete flip, and we're gonna rotate that meat side towards the grill, as well as get that side that's on the bottom on the top. There we go. After the flip game, one thing I instantly know I like, because normally I go no wrap on my ribs nowadays anyway, is the fact that you get these little baby grill marks you can start to see starting to come in here. I feel like you're gonna definitely probably get a lot more smoke. Even though it's going to be a quick smoke, like I said, we only have 45 minutes. I can't imagine these taking much more than another half hour or so. So this is my plan. As you can see, color-wise, we're getting real nice, and that rub helped out a lot with that. I'm going to let this meat side get a little more of this brownness so we can get some of that love from that heat. And then what we're going to do is we'll add a little bit of sauce to them. I'm debating whether I want to do any brown sugar or anything like that. I normally don't do that much, so that Meat Mitch sauce by itself is pretty thick and it's pretty tasty, so I'll probably just stick with that. We'll marinate it out. I'll see you in a minute. Okay, we out here. About almost an hour and a half, about an hour and 28 minutes roughly. I know those babies is about ready to go. Before we go over there, we're going to get a little sauce. My little sauce trick, we're going to warm this up just a little bit. Always makes your sauce a little thinner, and then it also doesn't slow down your ribs too much. But got that same thing, this Meat Mitch barbecue sauce. Also slamming Kansas City style, nice and thick, nice and red. This is tangy, sweet. This is a good one. I'm going to pour a little bit of this in here, and then we'll get some of this on the pit to warm up as I'm basting these babies. I'll take you over there and see what they look like. And at the pit, coming down slightly, but still a little over 250. Once again, never touched this charcoal since. You see that still big lump still sitting there. It was giving me that smoke. Look at that color. That's one thing I do like about those individual ribs, man. You get that individual color barked up on each one. Like I said, we had an hour and a half, and I already know. And I'll put a temperature in there just to check, but I don't usually check my ribs temperature. I kind of more or less know by how they feel, but I got a good feeling we might be close to success. So what we're going to do is kind of baste, and we'll give them a little bit of coverage. We'll flip them around a couple times. So they still about to get another 20 minutes or so on this low heat that's going on right now. And we're going to let them get a little bit of love. You got your peak. Let me get them wet. And while I'm basting along, this is usually the trick that I like to kind of use. Get it out here over the fire a little bit. And kind of get warmed up a little bit. Catch a little bit of that smoke. Just adding a little color to it. It's a light dusting. I don't want to lose too much of my sauce. I don't got that much left because I've been into this, which I like. We'll probably be going back on this one. This is one that I like. I'm a fan of the Kansas City profile overall, so I guess it depends on what you like, but this is definitely a good rendition of that there. I'm just giving them all a nice little spit shine. I'm not going to worry about the other side at this moment because I'm going to be flipping them over. So really, I'm just kind of letting one side get a little tacked up. Pardon my reach. Some one-hand bandit as always. I'm keeping it going. And you know what? While we watching along, I'm going to tell you, I appreciate all y'all checking out this old video. And if you're new to the channel and you haven't done it yet, make sure you go to that bottom right corner. Support your boy. Help the channel out. Subscribe. Look on that channel. I got over 200 videos, different cooks, different grills. Check out some of the things that you might have missed even as a subscriber. Like and comment and all that good stuff. You know, it helps to fight the old algorithm. Get me out here a little bit more so I can do this more than my day job. Which will probably never happen, but you never know. Never know. But I appreciate y'all though. Even if you don't, man, you check this thing out and that help out too. So we pretty much got all these bones wet. I don't got that much left. But it did what it needed to do. So all I wanted to do was put a little color on there. Shot them with a little flavor. Now easily I could have put this in like a tin pan and added that seasoning, that barbecue sauce in there along with maybe some brown sugar and a little bit extra butter, and that'll all thin out and kind of let them steam together and everything. But I like me a drier rib, and I don't mind a little bite, but best believe he's gonna be bite through. So I'm gonna let these hang where you see him. Let me get him a little bit on his back, take care of his bonage. And we'll be back here. I'm gonna let them hang just like that. 15 minutes later, you can see that charcoal. I left it my top. A lot of times, one thing I notice is sometimes when I put my hood back, the nozzle gets kind of pushed over. So I was a little bit more open because I was about to say, "Ooh, I noticed my temp kicked up a little bit." That's because I had more air going to it. That's all right. Look at these pretty things. We're going to flip them over. It's been about 15 minutes since we was just out here. You can see how good this harder charcoal is burning. I haven't added nothing else. I can still see that big lump that I threw on in the beginning. And we've been rolling at a smooth, consistent temp. My smoke has been clean to the point where you would think I'm at the clean point of the smoke when I'm doing straight wood. But anyway, flip them over, wet the other side. All right, all flipped. Second batch. Looking purty. Just giving them a little shot of color. And what I'm thinking is I probably won't get a full 15 minutes on this side. I'm just going to bring them in after about 10. Let that last bit of time be the time that it's going to need to sit there before I'm ready to get after them. I don't want nothing to happen. And, you know, you start burning up. You done have some sauce on here for a long time. But usually once you re-lather it, if anything, you just kind of get the little crispy burn ins. But we don't want no such a thing. I love this color. I love a little bit of char. Like that one right there, you can already kind of see what we got going on. And I don't want to mess up where we at. I'm at the end of my sauce also. So the last little bit, had to go old school and make sure I got everything up out the bottle with a little bit of water, just a tad, just to make sure that it all came out. So it's a little thinner for this side, but when you get the drip down that we did already, give me some of this back. Help out your friends. We're gonna be all right. I said we're gonna give it just a minute to let these beautiful things set up and enjoy just a moment longer of this good smoke that we got out here. And these party ribs gonna be about ready for the party. Boom. One time. Meat Mitch, barbecue, season it and rub, harder charcoal. Let's get it. Okay, it's quitting time. Official time is 2 hours and 8 minutes. Everything here included. We getting these babies up off here and let them rest. So for me and my average time nowadays, especially if I'm on my Lone Star over there cooking with some actual wood, I'll usually find myself somewhere between that 3 to 4 hour mark. Usually going about 2.5 hours, 2 to 3 hours face up, and then I'll flip them over for about an hour to get them tender. Like I said, these days I do no wrap most of the time on my ribs, but yeah, at the end of the day, it definitely cut the time down. I could have sped it up too if I wanted to. I could have got my color, put them into a pan, covered them real quick, shook them around with some sauce, put them back out here and let them harden back up. Probably could have took off another half hour or so. I said I want to sit them just like you see it. I like the little crustiness that you're going to get out of here, and some of them charred bits and everything. And I wanted to take my time with this beautiful harder charcoal, which is still burning smooth, might I add, and make sure I can get a little smoke flavor in each and every one of these babies. So one way or another, you see them shining like white diamonds. They coming up off of here, and we get to taste. Back in the house, these will be looking like. I'm gonna throw them in the microwave and give them 5 minutes or so to calm down. But these smell phenomenal and look amazing. All right, it's been long enough. We're going right in. Oh yeah. Wow. Oh, I love the way they feel. Not too wet. Sauce done got them nice and sticky. Bite through. Oh. Woo wee! Yeah, that was insanely good. We gotta try another one here. Bite through. Now I gotta be honest, those right there might have came out better than my traditional style ribs when I make it all together. Really like that it cut me down on time, less fuel I had to use. Overall, they came out super tender, super juicy, flavor in a 360 circle all the way around that baby. I really like that. And for all the people that have problem cutting on those bones, they all came out nice and pretty. Smooth smoke, flavor all the way through. Couldn't have went wrong. Shouts out to Meat Mitch, brought it in the flavor. My people's over there at Harder Charcoal, my boys at Black Smoke Barbecue, and you